Good morning, everyone out there. It's a beautiful day to rise and shine from wherever you are. This is the day that the Lord has made to be glad in it. Oh, it is such a beautiful day. And I just want to welcome you to our investment. We used to call it Free Mentorship Academy, but I realized that it is an investment because we have invested time and money into this platform. And we just want to let you know that we are happy to be here all the time. And we've been here for the last 5 years and we're still counting. My name is Dr. Sunshine Sylvia Mwansa, and today's conversation is on a subject that is so close to my heart. And this is one of the pillars of mindset change. One of the pillars of mindset change, which we call customer service, both internal and external. And this is why this subject is so close to my heart, because as I experienced it over the weekend since Friday, it is so cool in my heart, and I just said, "Oh, this is good." So, customer service is the key to repeat business. But before we go any further, allow me to say that we have come on this platform consistently for the last 5 years, and we are still counting. And I am so proud of the team that manages to come on every day, come rain, come sunshine, whether we've got noise or not, the show still goes on. So on Monday, we've got Rev Water, and yesterday I was listening to him from Livingstone. I was just saying, oh, wow, this is just so fantastic. I was even, sharing on the experience that I was having there. Tuesday, obviously, it's yours truly with the sliced coaching in mindset change, where we are just saying we are unstoppable and we just keep on going. Wednesday is Mompreneur, where Sandra, the phone is going to go off. The machine is not on. Just a minute, let me switch off this. This. This thing is not on. Push it there. It's not on. All right. Sorry about that. So I was saying, every day we come on this platform, and every day we are here, just making sure that we are here despite the noise. And I was saying on Monday it's Rev Water, Tuesday it's me, and on Wednesday we leave it to the young people, Mompreneur, with Sampa. Thursday with Dr. Nelly, and Friday is our healthy tips with new image out of South Africa. But why this topic? Why are we doing this topic? Because, every organization, big or small, survives on one thing: customers. They survive on one thing, and this is customers. Why customers? Because they're the ones who keep coming back. Those customers who keep on coming back. And what keeps them coming back is not just your product or service. It's the experience you give them. It's the experience you give them. And for me, it is this experience that I have come today, to speak about, or to just tell the story, because, I'm always telling these stories. So I'm telling this story today with so much happiness. And the story that I'm talking about today is my Radisson Blue experience. My Radisson Blue experience. And how did this come about? And this is when we are saying we must network, successfully. We must network. What do you do with the business cards that you collect with people? How do you manage your networks? How do you relate? How do you enjoy, the networks? And I tell you, I first met the general manager of Radisson Blue in Lusaka at Zatex Gala Dinner. Gala Dinner. We sat together exchanging cards, and he dared me visit our Livingstone resort, because we're at Radisson Blue in Lusaka, and he was there, participating in the Zatex. So he dared me, visit our Livingstone resort, the home of the smoke that thunders. And it was like, oh, okay, you get this card. I put it in my phone. And that was the only time that I didn't take a picture with the person that has given me the card. But because of what he was talking about, I was taken. Said, oh, okay. So this is one day I'm going to dare back and say, okay, I am here. So at first, I was saying, when are we going to do this? So I was like eager. When are we going to do this? When are we going to do this? And it just passed. But months later, my grandson turned 21 and wanted to do bungee jumping to do bungee jumping. The one that you do for 111 meters at the Victoria Falls. And that's how we ended up in Radisson Blue in Livingstone. And I had one of the greatest lessons in customer service. I had one of the really greatest, in customer service. At first, I was saying, how are we going to manage this? And it was a dream that, each time that you want to do something, you think of, how am I going to manage this? How am I going to do this? But as you are putting your ducks in a row, it becomes the moment of truth. So why I am talking about this, because it actually is the greatest lesson of customer service. From the moment we arrived, the guest relationship manager didn't just say, your room isn't ready, because this is what happens. Sit that side, your room is not ready. People are, we just making things happen, but you can find a seat somewhere and you sit there. But he took great interest in us. He didn't even know who we were, at the moment, but he took such great interest. He made us comfortable, told us what we could do, and he just set the tone for the stay. And then when we finally entered our room, he came and said, oh, the room is now ready. With that nice air, nice, that you matter, that, you are being received in an establishment that actually deals with people. I've been to many hotels in the world. I have traveled from Cape Town to Miami, to New York, to Iceland, to Sweden. I've traveled the world. Over 35 countries I've been to. This kind of customer service is what it needs to be when we travel and when we meet, and especially if we want people to really come back. We have to really make sure that this is what we need to be doing, and this is how we want to manage the things that we want those people that have come to see us to remember. So he made us very comfortable, told us, the things that he really literally explained the whole hotel in a manner that you'd want to go there and do something. So we finally entered our room. There was a personalized card addressed to Dr. and Dr. Mwansa. There was wine, because we were celebrating our 40th, wedding anniversary. So he gave us this beautiful room overlooking the river. When you open the doors, you can see what was happening, the activities, and it was just so wow. And there was this, chocolates, different kinds of teas and coffees, beautifully displayed that you really want to sit down and do something. But we had a date to go, outside. That's not standard service, I'm telling you. It's not standard service. That's thoughtful service. You know what you mean when this is thoughtful service. You say, oh my goodness, somebody was thinking about when a client walks in. It's like the way us women prepare when we're going somewhere. When the man just says, even in the car, waiting, let's go. But you want to make sure that what is going to happen when you arrive. So you start to prepare, okay, when I arrive, I'll need to change, I'll need my slippers, I'll need, to get my, towel, to get my, all these things, or even, if you're going to go to a picnic, You have to pack in the, the carpet. You have to pack in all these things that's going to make you comfortable. With the experience that we had with Radisson Blue, all the things have been thought through for the room. Everything had been thought through for the room. You go into, even by the reception of Radisson Blue Resort, in the bathrooms, it's the first time that I saw a sink in the toilet. There's a sink when you come out of the toilet, but there's a sink inside the toilet. And this is just to make sure, I don't know what I forgot to ask Shkulu Stephen if in the other room had the sink in the toilet, but the female toilet had the sink. And I said, they thought of everything a woman would need. Not when you are finished in the toilet, then you expose yourself with everyone else lined up, washing their hands, and then you are doing your things. There is a sink to do whatever a woman needs to do in the bathroom. So that for me took it to them and said, this is thoughtful service. And then, we were invited, on the boat cruise, the sundowner service, and the bathroom, and it was just so intriguing, and it made me just feel like, wow, this is something that we really need to do. So there is every detail there, even items you normally forget to pack. That is service that anticipates needs. It was more than a stay. It was an experience. And here is what I learned. I learned so much out of that. When service moves from transaction to transformation, customers don't just return, they bring others with them. And this call today is to call you to say, go and have that experience at Radisson Blue Resort in Livingstone. Because we are telling you the story of how good service is. The story of how good service is. This is what it is. You come back, and we're going to return, and we're going to bring others. And I know my friends around the world are listening to me right now. That is the place that you need to be. But what are these teachings and key lessons that I got? And I just want us to pull out some lessons that we can do, because we are all selling one thing or the other. We are either selling a product or we are selling a service. So I'm saying, first impressions last. Here I am talking about our impression, the impressions that we got when we landed, at Radisson Blue Resort. A smile, warmth, and proactive service make customers feel valued instantly. Valued instantly. Lesson: train your teams to own the first 5 minutes. To own the first 5 minutes when a customer walks in, show a smile. Not you're busy doing something. We are all busy doing things when we go for work. But if you are in service, let your 5 minutes count. What would you do for your client the first 5 minutes when they interact you in whatever place you are? So this is the first lesson that I am sharing with you. The other lesson is personalization matters. The welcome card was not generic. It carried my name. It carried our names. It showed that people know us. It showed us that people are expecting us to enter their room. It showed us that we were different. It was a different place that we were there. What is the lesson? Personal touches create emotional connection. Personal touch create emotional connection. They got us. We were like, oh, wow, this is a place to come back again and again. And also the other, lesson or teaching is anticipate customer needs. So you can imagine, from shavers to scrub clothes, Radisson Blue thought of, they thought ahead of us. Where you have, even in the bathroom, sometimes you fight for a sink just to brush your teeth. There are 2 sinks in the room, 2 sinks. in the room. So you brush your teeth, this one is brushing, you are connecting, you are talking, because no one is actually, being left, behind. So you can imagine, I've never gone into a hotel, and sometimes, you go into a hotel, like what happened the last time where my husband forgot his shavers. This time he didn't even take out his shavers. They were there. They were there with the cream. So thoughtful. So from shavers to scrub clothes, everything was there. They thought ahead. Lesson, don't wait for customers to ask. Don't wait for customers to ask, where is this? Where is that? Surprise them by being prepared. Preparation is what makes customers feel, they were being expected. And, moments of surprise and delight is one lesson that you can take from this. The boat cruise, the wine, the chocolates, the turn-down service. We were rushing to go to the boat. So we just left everything on the bed. We just left them, there. And when we came back, the room was neat, just the way you want to find, your room. When you step out, when you come back, there's nothing on the bed, just ready with chocolates on the side that you are ready to have a restful night. So that moment of surprise and delight was so good. So what is the lesson? If these little extras make a big difference in loyalty to a product or to a service. The little extra makes a big difference in loyalty. And this is really, really, so good. And the other thing that we need to, to be aware of is emotional connection is the goal. Emotional connection is the goal. We didn't just stay in a hotel. We created memories. Right now, I'm sharing you the memories that we carried from Radisson Blue. We carried memories. And when people come to your place, to your home, to your place of work, let them carry nice memories. Because when they carry nice memories, they are good, to come back and go and talk to somebody about it. Customers may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. They will forget what you said, only if you write them, like I do. So I always walk around, I was taking notes wherever we were. I came back, collected and put it. Oh, I even asked the general manager of the hotel, are you on LinkedIn? Because I want him to be part of my story, part of the memories that we experienced. And he said, yes, he was. So I'm sure he's going to get here. And the other thing that really even made the clients there who were already there, they came back to us and said, oh, because we wanted to take a picture. Then they said, you must be very important people. The general manager is here, the hotel manager is here, the restaurant, it was just so warm everywhere. So they asked us, we want to know who you are. And can you imagine, people around are asking, who are you? But just that the service they were offering us was just, out of the world. So these are some of the things that, that you connect. Connection is the goal for every business, and so be able to actually do that connection emotionally for people to actually remember you. So what is this that I can say? Good customer service is good business. Excellent customer service is repeat business. Excellent customer service is repeat business. And this is what I am, sharing with you today, that this is what it is. So when you actually think of anything that you want to engage, so you want to engage, and I want us to reflect. Think of a time you received excellent service. What made it stand out for you? When you received good customer service, what made it stand out for you? What made it stand out, that good customer service? Now think of your business or workplace. What is that one thing you can change this week to make your customers feel the same way that you've prepared for them? What one thing can you change this week or today to make your customer feel the same way? As I, left Radisson Blue Livingstone, I told myself I will come back and I will tell others about it. What is the power of your customer service? How is it? How can you measure it? How can you do this? The customer service that we're talking about, it must turn guests into ambassadors. Like for me, I'm really an ambassador, for good customer service. Now I'm an ambassador for Radisson Blue because I'm talking about it. And for me, it's actually a natural. It is a natural for me because actually, as we were going to Livingstone, Lady Seco International was having an AGM in Romania. And Romania has a very warm space for me because that's where I was first elected as the first woman of color, to hold the presidency of Lady Seco International. So the current president, as we speak, as at that last weekend, was a Zambian, is a Zambian. So the young lady said, "Oh, I'm going to speak. Can you send me a greeting?" I said, "Definitely." And I was in the thick of things and says, just a 1 minute greeting. I didn't know why she wanted it. And then, I started to prepare it. But I couldn't prepare it in good time because I was becoming so emotionally attached. I thought about the great things that I've learned over as I led, Lady Seco International. I visited so many countries. I chatted so many countries. I had an opportunity to make international friends. So it took me such a long time to just do a 1 minute greeting for the conference. But finally I did. And then she asked me, and I said, "Why is it taking so long?" That I was emotional. I was having tears in my eyes. So it took time for me to manage, the 1 minute greeting. And then she says, "May I ask why you were crying?" I said, I was crying because I was so happy that I was part of upbringing of your good, governance. And, these are some of the things that really make people thrive and make people think through. For you to just ask me to give a greeting for me was so emotional. And I thought that you were appreciating, the mentorship, how you've been mentored and how you've just made that impact in the world. And at the conference, she's not the one who sent me to say, this is what we did. But the people that have impacted, the past president of Agora International, because I'm an Agora member now, she's the one who sent me, "Hey, Sunshine, your greeting opened the LCI conference in Romania." I said, "Wow." And you know what? They gave you a standing ovation. I said, "Oh, really?" Then she sent me the picture. She sent me the clip where they were just all stood up after the greeting. And I said, "Oh, that is great impact." And it means that they appreciated my service. And this is what I'm saying. What good service can you give to others that they will remember, for the rest of their time, for the rest of what it is that they're going to remember, you for? So these are the things. Make the impression you want people to get from you. Because the first impression, like I said, you own the first 5 minutes of your clients. Because that 5 minutes really makes the impression. There was 1 minute of giving back. And what came out was really so great. So this is what we say when we say great customer service, whether in service, in leadership, and leadership is at every level. Leadership is not just, you being managing director, you being PS, you being what. Leadership is at every level of where you are. You are a leader. I always give this example of leadership of the cleaners at UTH. The cleaners, when they are cleaning at 6 o'clock or is it 5:30, No one can enter there. No one can enter into the ward. No one can enter. Even the doctors give them space to clean. That's how important every individual at their level of their leadership is. So don't think that, and stop saying, I am just a, no, you are part of the team. The guard who was opening, who was receiving us outside from the vehicle to enter into Radisson, they all had this growth mindset. They were all thinking like, oh, this is the first guest that you have, the first guest that is coming into your place, the first guest that is there. But then there is a queue. When you enter there, there's so many people. And we said, oh, this is so great for us to be here with everyone else. So customer service is key for people to feel happy, to feel engaged, and to feel that attachment. I'll tell you this very quickly. I entered into one butchery, and I said, okay, I want this, and I was taking things almost, over 1,000 kwacha. And then I said, oh, may I please use your restroom? First of all, the lady said, oh, okay, yes. I asked, do you have a toilet? Do you have the bathroom? Then they said, yes, they did have. And then the one who looked like he's the manager actually said, we don't offer a toilet service to customers. They are for staff. I said, wow, I make you be in that because I'm buying your products. And guess what? I even said, at my age, really, even if I was not buying anything, if I walk into your place, I should be able to be allowed to use the bathroom. And they refused me to use their bathroom. To date, I'm busy writing because I want to teach them something. I want to teach them a lesson of how customer service is. And guess what? I walked out. I didn't buy the meat. I just said, this is not the place where I want to spend my money. I walked out. I went. And because they actually keep on sending us that, oh, today we've got this, we've got that, we've got, the things, because we try to buy, small, all these pieces, offals, or, the wolves, the pieces that you rarely will know. So they actually send us phone to say, we have received these things that you want. And I came back to my husband and said, we cannot give them repeat business. They don't want our business because they can't welcome us in their place. They refuse the client of my age. We ask who don't even queue. We always go to the first line because people appreciate that we have already paid forward because we have lived this long. So what I'm sharing here is treat the first 5 minutes of your client. Make them feel you can receive their money. Make them receive their welcome. Make them feel welcome. And this is, just one thing. I just wanted, because I was coming from, from a good place. And this good place is what I wanted to share. But, an example for us people in academia, the example of good service had to go with what have you experienced as bad service. That butchery, until I sort out with them, I will not go there because I need to sort out, I need to share it with the owner who employs them so that he can discipline them, he can charge them. Because why things don't happen is because there are no consequences. There are no consequences. And because sometimes it is so difficult to fire someone. But incompetence and lack of customer service should be one of the reasons why somebody should be fired. Yes. And manage them out if they can't learn. So I want to teach them by connecting with the owner of the business, and then I'll be able to, to go back or to completely stop. Because for me, it's hard-earned money. It needs to be spent, in the right place. And why I'm not even mentioning them is because I don't want to dent their name. I don't want them to say, I don't want other people, because there's this mob psychology where maybe you had good service, and when I say you follow me, that's not the way it is. In mindset change, we don't do it like that. We do it to the person because we want them to change. Because once you change an individual, then the institution they work with is what they can, the institution they work with improves because you are one person who is, at home, who is at work, and who is, normally there. So as I left Radisson Blue, in conclusion, in closing this, as I left Radisson Blue in Livingstone, the resort, Radisson Blue Resort is called, I told myself I will come back and I'll tell others. So everyone who is listening today, Livingstone, Radisson Blue Resort is the place to go. That is the power of customer service. It turns guests into ambassadors. I'm an ambassador talking about the good service. Clients into loyal, it also puts clients into loyal partners and customers into repeat business. So my challenge to you is this. Don't save for today's sale, save for tomorrow's loyalty. Then you are good, to go. I am Dr. Sunshine Sylvia B. Mwansa, and I would like to thank you for joining me today. And may you turn every customer interaction into a reason for them to come back and bring others with you. This is what it is, and make one of your 4 imperative things that you need to do. And if you want to have great customer service, we are here. That's one of our pillars. You can reach us. You can reach the Registrar of the SBM Training and Consulting Institute. We are a TVET institution, and we're thriving to believe or make the change that we really must make. So thank you so much for joining us, and ciao. Have a great day.